In the frosted forests of ancient Scandinavia, where the winters bit deep and the northern lights danced across the sky like ghostly banners, there existed warriors of myth and legend. These were not just any Viking raiders, these were the Ulfhednar, the wolf warriors. Cloaked in the pelts of wolves with wild eyes that burned with an untamable fire, they were the most fearsome fighters to ever emerge from the icy wilderness. Picture the scene. It is a cold dawn, the earth covered in a blanket of snow, and a village stirs in the distance, unaware of the terror approaching. From the misty forest emerges a group of warriors, their forms barely human, more beast than man. They do not wear chainmail or carry shields. No, they don the skins of wolves, their battle cries mingling with the howling wind. These were the Ulfhednar, warriors believed to have the spirit of the wolf coursing through their veins, moving like shadows and fighting with a savagery unmatched in the Viking Age. Legends tell of their origins. Unlike ordinary warriors who followed the gods of war, the Ulfhednar were said to be chosen by Odin himself, the All-Father. They trained in secret, away from the halls of warriors, deep in the wild places where the wolves prowled and the spirits of the forest whispered ancient secrets. It was here, amidst the towering trees and cold rivers, that they learned the ways of the wolf, how to hunt, how to track, and most importantly, how to let go of their humanity when the time for battle came. But what made the Ulfhednar so fearsome wasn't just their skill with sword and axe, it was their ability to enter a state of berserker where the line between man and beast blurred. In battle, their eyes would glaze over, their bodies shaking with a primal energy. They fought without fear, without pain, driven by the spirit of the wolf that possessed them. Their howls filled the air, striking terror into the hearts of their enemies long before the clash of iron began. Where other men wore armor, they relied on their animalistic instincts, believing the wolf spirit would protect them. Imagine a battlefield, the Viking raiders on one side, the Ulfhednar among them, their faces wild, their bodies barely clothed against the cold. On the other side, their enemies, farmers, soldiers, and warriors alike, stand trembling, their hands gripping their weapons in fear. The Ulfhednar do not wait for the charge. They leap into the fray, their axes slicing through the air with terrifying precision, their movements more fluid, more animal than man. With each strike, they howl like wolves, their voices echoing across the battlefield. Their berserker frenzy made them unstoppable. They fought with the strength of 10 men, immune to fear, driven only by the need to destroy. The sight of them charging, their wolf pelts trailing behind them like the shadows of the beasts they emulated, was enough to make even the bravest warriors lose heart. It was said that the Ulfhednar could shrug off wounds that would kill other men, that they could fight until their bodies were riddled with arrows, all while tearing through the enemy ranks with unstoppable fury. The Ulfhednar were more than warriors. They were symbols of primal chaos, of the raw and untamable forces of nature. Where other Vikings sought glory, the Ulfhednar sought release, an unholy communion with the wild spirits that surrounded them. They believed that in their frenzy they could touch the gods, that through their madness, Odin himself would grant them the strength of the wolf. And in this state, they were invincible. But the power of the Ulfhednar came at a cost. When the battle was over, when the blood had cooled and the frenzy subsided, they would collapse, exhausted, sometimes lost in their madness for days. The berserk fury left them broken, their minds fragile from the weight of the wolf spirit that had possessed them. It was said that many Ulfhednar, once the battle was over, wandered the forests, unable to return to the world of men, living like wolves among the trees until death finally claimed them. Yet for all their savagery, the Ulfhednar were revered, even feared, by their own people. They were seen as warriors who stood at the edge of the world, men who had one foot in the realm of the living and the other in the wild, untamable land of the gods. In Viking lore, they were the chosen of Odin, destined for greatness in the halls of Valhalla, where their howls would join the eternal feast of warriors in the afterlife. As the Viking Age came to a close, the Ulfhednar became the stuff of legend, their ferocity passed down in sagas, their names whispered in awe. And though the wolf warriors may no longer roam the forests of Scandinavia, their spirit, the primal, untamed force that drove them, still lingers in the cold winds and dark forests, a reminder of the power that once walked the earth in the skin of wolves. Next time you hear the wind howl on a cold winter's night, remember the Ulfhednar. Remember the warriors who fought not for glory, but for the sheer thrill of becoming one with the wild, the men who transformed into wolves on the battlefield, their legacy etched forever in the frozen heart of the North.